Welcome to The Explainer. So if you've been wanting to launch a digital career, but you're just feeling totally overwhelmed by where to even begin, you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're setting the stage for a complete, step-by-step beginner's playbook on how to start AI freelancing in 2026. We're going to take all the guesswork and confusion out of choosing a niche, building a portfolio, and actually landing those highly sought-after clients.
It's the absolute ultimate beginner's catch-22, right? You need clients to get a portfolio to prove your skills, but you absolutely need a portfolio to get clients to hire you in the first place. It can feel like an impossible loop to break into. But stick with me here, because in this explainer, I'm promising you right now, we are going to shatter this catch-22 entirely today, just using the tools that are right at your fingertips.
Okay, let's dive right into this because this is the economic secret engine behind modern freelancing. We need to demystify something called AI arbitrage. A lot of people get completely hung up on all the tech buzzwords, but just look at the economics. You're essentially buying low, accessing these incredibly powerful AI tools that do the heavy lifting for literally pennies, and selling high, providing polished, high-end services to clients who frankly lack the time or the skill to do it themselves. They are paying for your solution, not your method.
To get you operating like a true arbitrager, here's our playbook. First, the no experience myth. Second, choose one simple niche. Third, build a spec portfolio. Fourth, land your first client. And fifth, deliver using AI tools.
All right, let's kick things off with Section 1, the no experience myth, and how we are redefining freelancing.
We really need to completely redefine what it means to be a freelancer today. Old freelancing, it was a serious grind. It required years of deep technical skills, endless manual labor, and mastering incredibly complex software just to get your foot in the door. But AI freelancing? It provides massive psychological relief. You don't need to be a master from day one. You're just using AI as a skill multiplier. You really just need to be a digital orchestrator, directing the software to produce client-ready deliverables, and doing it fast.
Now, what's really interesting is this massive gap we're seeing in the market. A whopping 88% of organizations use AI in at least one business function today, yet only about a third have actually scaled it enterprise-wide. Think about that. Businesses know they absolutely need AI, but they lack the internal systems to execute it. And that creates a highly lucrative demand for your execution skills to step right in and bridge that gap.
Moving right along to Section 2, choose one simple niche and the progression you need to follow.
And this brilliantly illustrates exactly where 90% of beginners waste their first few months, just jumping around without any focus. Picking just one clear direction is absolutely key, and it all comes down to 3 levels. Notice how Level 1 has low difficulty, but an incredibly fast speed to income. As you move up to Levels 2 and 3, the difficulty ramps up significantly. Absolute beginners must start at Level 1 to build momentum, rather than chasing those complex, high-ticket automation services way too early.
So what does Level 1 actually look like in the real world? Well, it's services like AI-assisted blog content writing, whipping up social media captions and monthly calendars, generating basic graphic designs using Canva AI, or writing simple, catchy product descriptions for e-commerce. These are in incredibly high demand from small businesses and creators. They're super easy to demonstrate, and they require absolutely zero technical background to start offering today.
Which brings us to Section 3, build a spec portfolio. This is all about creating proof.
Let's finally solve that nasty no portfolio catch-22 by creating tangible evidence of your skills literally out of thin air using this foolproof spec project formula. First, define the problem. Just invent a fictional business, like a local cafe, and define their need, say 30 days of social media content. Second, the process. Document exactly what tools you used and how you prompted the AI. And third, the proof. Show the polished, human-edited final output. Because clients don't want raw AI outputs, right? They buy your logic, your workflow, and that beautiful polished result. 3 to 5 of these spec projects are all you need.
So, the crucial takeaway here is this. Please do not get bogged down spending weeks building a fancy custom website. You just don't need it. Use a completely free, simple Notion page or drop your spec projects into a clean 5-page PDF using Canva. That is more than enough to get you to market today. It's all about clear, professional presentation, not complex web design.
All right, Section 4, land your first client. Let's talk about outreach and Upwork. Now that you've got that shiny new spec portfolio, it's time for outreach. But when you look for jobs on platforms like Upwork, I really want to warn you about something.
A lot of clients use AI terribly to write their job posts, creating what can only be described as AI slop. I mean, they don't even know how to describe what they want. But honestly, this is great news for you. It means that if you bring a human touch and real clarity to your outreach, you are going to easily stand out from the crowd. So how do you apply rapidly, but still effectively? First, feed your resume and the client's job post into an AI like Claude and ask it to generate a highly targeted first draft proposal. But here's the critical step. You absolutely must edit it heavily to sound human, warm, and conversational. In 2026, Upwork has some seriously strict AI detection policies, with at least 5 detection layers analyzing linguistic patterns. If you just copy-paste 100% automated robotic text, you're going to get flagged or banned. So use AI for the structure, but use your actual human brain for the connection.
If you're sitting there wondering, does this playbook actually work in the real world? Let's look at Ahmed's story. He was a complete beginner who spent weeks just jumping between complex AI tools with absolutely zero results. But once he committed to just level 1 content writing, things changed. He created 8 sample blog posts, built a simple portfolio, and just did targeted outreach. By sticking to one simple niche instead of constantly jumping around, he went from $0 to $1,600 a month in under 90 days.
And finally, Section 5, deliver using AI tools. This is your 2026 stack.
Let's say you've landed the client. Awesome. Now, here are the exact tools to fulfill those promises, starting with your core writing and marketing stack. If you chose high-volume writing, Copy AI completely automates those structural marketing workflows while perfectly matching brand voices. For presentations and documents, Gamma removes all those annoying design bottlenecks by instantly turning your text notes into beautiful, responsive web docs. And if you need visual arts or branding, Midjourney delivers incredible, photorealistic visuals on a massive budget. This stack literally allows a beginner to operate like a full-blown agency. Now, if your niche leans a bit more visual or technical, the tools are just as mind-blowing. V0.dev and Framer AI act as your generative engineers, letting complete beginners design and launch hyper-custom animated web interfaces without knowing a single line of code. For video, Opus Clip automatically finds the absolute best moments in long videos and turns them into viral shorts with captions. And 11 Labs, it handles incredibly realistic voice synthesis for any audio production needs.
And just to briefly touch on some operational tools, once you've really built your confidence in level 1 and level 2 niches, and you're finally ready to scale up to the level 3 automation niche, tools like Retable allow you to build no-code automated databases. Meanwhile, Chatbase lets you quickly train and deploy customer support chatbots directly onto your clients' websites.
So we've covered the strategy, the portfolio, the outreach, and the tool stack. But before we wrap this explainer up, I really want you to internalize this powerful reminder from our sources. You don't get confidence first, you get confidence after action. All that endless preparation, the binge watching of tutorials, the waiting around to magically feel ready, that has to end today. Freelancing is not built in isolation. It is learned through active participation. So, I'm going to leave you with a provocative question to chew on. What is your first move today? Will you pick your simple level 1 niche? Will you create your very first fictional spec project? Pause this explainer right now, define your first service, and start building your proof. The clients are out there, and they are waiting for someone exactly like you to step up and solve their problems. Get out there and take action.